Hey, welcome back to another tutorial of Python, and in this tutorial we are going to learn about range function, which is a built-in function in Python. So the range function seems something like this, and yeah, so let's work on it. So what does a range function do? Range function helps us to iterate over a sequence of numbers. So we don't talk about this, rather than we do it. First we are going to say for, we are going to take a for statement, and we are going to say n in range. And range built-in range is a built-in function which can take up to 3 arguments. So we are going to first work with the first arguments, okay, and we are going to give a value here 5. So, and we are going to give our colon here, and as expected we are having an indentation here, which is tab space, and we are going to say print n. So what does possibly this range function would do here? So this range function is telling that the value of n should be from 0 until 4th index, excluding the 5 itself. It's like our list. If you know that, if we learn in previous lessons we learned about the indexing, where we exclude the last number itself. So if we print it out, it should give us the value from 0 until 4. So if let's do this, python prec.py, and you can see that it's printed out until 4. Basically what's happening here, it's happening that it's telling that take 5 values. So over here you can see 5 values. So this is the first arguments, and we can do something here, we can, which is something like second argument, working with the second argument. So we are going to say 15 here. So what does it mean over here? You can see that as we did in for loop before, there was like first, for the C programming and the other programming like Pascal, Java, used to do something like you say the initial argument and you say the ending argument. So you can actually limit how many numbers you can iterate. So over here also you are doing this by I'm telling that, okay, start from the 5th and finish on the 14th index, excluding the 15 itself. So if we run it, and I'm going to say python prec.py, and you can see that it starts from the 5th and finishes at 14. So yeah, let's work on the third argument, which is we are gonna give another value here, and this argument is quite important. It's gonna help you a lot. So if I say 2 here in this argument, which will mean that this argument will tell this limit that increase the number by having difference of 2, which means that 5, after that it will add 2, which will be 7, after that it will add 2 again, it will be 9. So the incremental point will be always having 2 the difference will be always 2. So let's do this. I'm gonna clear this up, and I'm gonna say python.prec.py. I'm gonna click enter. You can see that, okay, I haven't saved the file, that's why it's giving the previous value. So I will be saving it, then I'm gonna clear it up, and if I'm gonna say python prec.py, and you can see that the values are right now in different form, which is 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. So the differences are always 2. If I say 3 here, and if I print it out, you can see that another value, which is 3 differences, 5, 8, 11, 14. So it's quite important that you know the 3 arguments, how it works, how these things work. All right, right now we are gonna work with another thing, which is a list. Let's take a list. My list equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm gonna say for I in range 5, and inside that I'm gonna say print my list I. So what could possibly it print out? First of all, look at this. When we are telling in this for loop, the I value is iterating by 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. It's going from 0 until 4. So when this is printing out, it's saying my list, then the value becomes 0, and it is taking the value my list 0 index, and it is printing out the value this value. And after that, when the second index come, it becomes 1, and it prints out the value this one. Let's print this out, and you can see that it's printing out 1 2 3 4 5 one by one. So this loop is happening this way. For better understanding, I'm gonna take letter. Oh no. Okay, delete this thing all. Then say A, V, C, D, E. Okay, what's wrong here? Okay, that's fine now. So if we do this right now, what's gonna happen? It's gonna print out the, when it becomes 0, it becomes 0, it will print out this value. When it becomes 1, it print out this value. Let's see, let's run it. And if you run it, you can see that it's printing out the value one by one, A, B, C, D, E. Awesome, guys. I hope that you guys understand it. Right now we are going to do some more thing, which is range function can as we did, like having the limit. So I'm gonna take, guess what, I'm gonna print out from B until D. So B is in which index? It's in first index, right? So it should be in first index, and until D, so it's in 0 1 2 3. So it's in third index, but we have to take 4, right? So we are gonna say 4. So if we print out now, and you can see that it's printed out B, C, D. Also, we can actually do something interesting here. Okay, let's say let's delete this one, and we are gonna delete this, and we are gonna take the length of my list. It's quite interesting, right? So you can see that the range will take an argument of the length of this list, which is 1 2 3 4 5. So it becomes literally something like that. Range inside there, inside the bracket 5. I hope that it's gonna be easy. So I think I'm gonna tell you guys one thing here. In Python, you can do some kind of thing which is called comment to actually tell your, or to make your code understandable to others. The comment doesn't get executed. It's something like that for single line comment, and you say that range 5. You can write anything inside the comment into a single line with this, and this thing will never be executed. This thing literally shows that you are actually explaining the code. So you can, I'm putting this here. Len, oh my god, my list, and the bracket. So this list range, and it becomes 5, since over here 5 values, right? So after that, we are gonna go to the next line, and what we are going to do over here is that we are gonna print out, first we are gonna print out I. Every iterate, in every iteration we are gonna first print out the I. After that, we are gonna print out my list and I. Every index we are gonna print out until 5th index. So if we print out now, you can see that over here, first it takes the 0 0, and it goes to the 0, and it takes the value, so it becomes 0A. For the second, it becomes 1, and it say 1 1, and when it say my list 1, and it becomes B. So you can see that it's happening right now, side by side. Okay, guys, so there one thing actually you can see over here, which is if we delete this all, let's clear the common terminal, and if we do something like this, possibly what could happen? Let's print this out and say python.preg.py over here and enter, and you can see that range 0 to 5. So when we are saying this, printing this range function and with the argument, it's literally not coming up with any numbers of any list with numbers. So it's basically saying that the interpretation, or what does it mean by range 5 when you're saying it under inside the print function. But you can do something here, doing something like this, list, and you can say range 5 or 10. Let's take it 10. So when you say 10 and you say it list, that time, let's run it first, then I'm gonna explain. Oh, okay, something wrong. I think we need to print it out. Let's first take the value inside a variable called a, and let's print this a. Okay, right now if we print this out, you can see that it has become a list with the values of 0 until 9. Why it's happening? It's happening because we are saying that list the value range from 0 until 9th index or 10 values. So this is how actually the list function works with range. I hope that you guys understand it. That's all within this tutorial. We are gonna see about break, continuous statements, and else clauses on loops. Till then, take care. See you into the next tutorial.